Greetings, it's Vaygrim, back again on the Resonant Rise server. I've been a busy little monkey. Out, check my mail. I've been pen-paling with Nintendo Fan 37. He's been asking me various things and sending me various things. Now, there's probably a couple of things that you'll notice different about me right off the bat. If you look at the very top, I've got Resistance 2. Night vision comes from my handy-dandy scouter here, but Resistance 2, that is coming from my genetic experimentation, as well as a couple of other things. Yes, I've been a busy little mad scientist, using my advanced genetics lab. Now, real quick, I've made some changes. These machines are going from right to left on this side, left, right on this side. Basically, from the front of the lab to the back. I put a skin cell in here. They have been overclocked one step, as well as auto output to look for the next adjacent viable inventory to eject into. So I can fill this chest full of skin cells and stand over here and one by one select which ones I want to be what. It's very nice, it's very cool, and I like it a lot. Now, I'm noticing something else very, very specific with this room. I think it might be the very high quality textures on these machines, but my frame rate drops to about half of what it should be in this room. Now, it is still a respectable, well, mostly respectable, 18 to 22 FPS. But if I jump over to the volcano here, I very, very quickly climb back up to 60 or 70 FPS. So I'm not sure what's going on over there, but there's something in that lab that just does not bode well. Now, I've had the problem, and I just added this and this about an hour ago. And the problem was before that, so it's not those two. I don't know if it's the machines or what, but whatever the case may be, there's something over here my computer doesn't like. Now, if I go over to the garden, even with our epilepsy fit-inducing dye crops, I still get more than twice, almost 3 times the FPS I get on that side of the science lab. And I'm not sure why. Still figuring that one out. So, see, right here, even in front of, I have one of those in the lab, and one here. It's not that, so it's not. I don't think it's the logistics system. I really do think it's the advanced genetics machines. But thankfully, I don't have to stay in here all the time and do a lot of camera work. Most of the stuff I've been doing is drudgery kind of work that I've been doing off camera. I've been doing some very, very extensive monster hunting for skin cells. Now, we had water breather previously from squids. I've done iron golems for more hearts. This was actually the request of Poppy Cox. Yes, Poppy, I have one for you too. It adds 5 extra hearts. Let's see, water breather, I had that. Shoot fireballs. That's for Blaze. I don't know how much the damage the fireball does, and it apparently takes hunger when you do it. Haven't tested it out yet. Infinite milk, yes. I can be milked. It's a little weird. Let's see. Oh, all sorts of stuff. There's the flying gene. No fall damage. They're all just kind of mixed in here. Oh, resistance. That comes from zombies, and it gives you resistance too. That reduces all incoming damage by 40%. That's very nice. That's almost the equivalent of wearing some crappy armor, so I'm very happy about that. In this filing cabinet, I have nothing but basic genes. That's just filler material. Over here, I have completed a More Hearts gene that I will use for Poppy whenever I get the chance to meet him online again. This is very important. This is a backup. Basically, I took an empty syringe, I right-clicked it and drew some blood, centrifuged it, and then put it right back in there, because as soon as you centrifuge it, you can use it again. So that has all of my abilities in it. If I die, I lose all my powers. I have to come back, inject this, get all my powers back, and then redraw and recentrifuge the blood and put that back. So that is my constant backup of my abilities so far. Very nice to have that. Very nice to be able to do that. let's see. There's the iron golem that I was hacking away at. And, oh, I need those. Some leftover scrapers. I am still wanting to see if I can find a ghast. Because once you do ghast, then the fireballs you shoot actually destroy blocks. Let me think. There's the ghast that I still want to get. There is the enderman that I still want to get. And a couple more. So I'm still shopping around. But for now, I think that's going to do it. Now, I have been spending almost all of my time on advanced genetics. I haven't had the time to mess in our build project much, but I think I'd like to actually try and tackle that this episode. Now here's the really nice thing I love about having fly. Hands off the controls. I am rock solid steady in the water. This means easier construction projects. Much easier. And this makes me a happy camper. No fall damage. So, we had a suggestion that the nose on this looked a little stumpy. Somebody suggested to swap it out for a spike from Extra Utilities. It's a little harsh on materials, but I might actually try it. My only qualm is that I get 4, but I am going to make some other missiles in the future, so hey. However, we are not going to focus on this go-round. This room I would love to make into a control center, but I'm not going to do that yet. I also want to get a tram going from here back to the main volcano, which is technically right up there. And I haven't figured out how I'm going to do that just yet, but I'm thinking about making a tram station directly under the volcano, which I think is right there. That is the center lava shaft of the volcano itself. So I'm thinking about making a tram station right here of sorts and actually having some various tramways that go off to different parts of the volcano. However, or the area surrounding the volcano. However, not quite ready to do that just yet. Let's see. Not having to use water breathing or worrying about water breathing or buckets is very, very nice. It's spoiling me very quickly. Yeah. You will notice I have a vast amount of extra hearts also. I need to go correct that. While we're there, I'll step through the portal and this will all get ironed out, my extra hearts and everything. It's kind of a bug. If you step through the nether portal with various helmets and stuff on to add health, it gets kind of buggy. So, whoop. Go up here. So we have some new people on the server. We have Snoresby, goes by Mitt Dog on the server, but his channel is Snoresby. He's new, and I'm very, very eager. I've actually run across him a couple of times, and he's a super nice guy. Bebo has been busy, but I think we're probably going to see him back in the swing this week. There was a big convention, kind of a special event thing in Austin, Texas, where he lives this past week, and I used to live there. It pretty much takes the town over. So, this was opened by Joshy Jack, the maker of Mariculture. This goes a long, long distance out to an area that is specifically Badlands for clay. But the one thing that we have an abundance of on the ocean floor is clay. So I haven't worried about it. I don't know whose this is. I don't think it's Dave's. I think that goes back to Spawn. KirinDave is on the server. He's got a house. He's actually been active. But he hasn't had much of a chance to get situated with the actual nether hub. So he's still off by himself somewhere. I think he kind of likes it that way too, to be honest. He likes being very mysterious and very top secret about things. But, you know, Dave is Dave. We let him be. So, actually, I'm going to go for a walk. I do think that I would like to put an arboretum kind of thing right under here. Right under this area. Big glass, high ceiling. So I can have some trees in it. Put grass, a lot of plants, a lot of vegetation. And I could use that area as an area for witchery. But I'm not going to worry about witchery for right now. Specifically because everybody else is worrying about witchery. So, we are going to tackle that later. After the fad, so to speak, is past. I'm going to gather some materials for another little project that I want to actually tackle, and I will be right back. Stay where you are. So, here we are in the dive room. I spend a lot of time in here, of course. Naturally, this is my primary venue for going in and out of the base. Since I don't have to worry about underwater breathing anymore, since I don't have to worry about sinking to the bottom anymore, and I have my swim fin so I can move around very quickly, I spend a lot of time outside the base. But it is actually about time that we did some development inside the base. Now, there's a lot of witchery going around, and I'm not getting into it yet, mostly because I'm going to wait. Thinking out of character for just a moment, I don't think it makes good television for you, the viewers, if everybody on the server is doing the exact same mod at the exact same time. So I'm going to wait. I'll tackle it later. Okay. But that doesn't leave me short of projects. Back in character, I'm thinking that a lot of people on the server are messing with witchery, and I want to make sure that I have a bed that is safe. Now, I have a bed up at the top of the volcano, of course, as you remember. I'm going to leave it there, because I've got something better in mind. We only have a one thick wall, one block thick wall right here to work with, as you can see. But it is raised a little bit, and there's an entire, well, chunk of the volcano below this that I can start hollowing out. So, I did. I've made myself a small, discreet, secret room. Of course, now that it's going up on YouTube, it won't be that secret, but you, my viewers, can keep it just between us. As you can see right here, this puts me back out at the power room, just below it. So I have an exit back near the powerhouse. I have a discreet hidden, semi-hidden entrance right there. And that is the central lava shaft that goes straight down the middle of the volcano. So, I am going to turn this into my personal sanctum. This is the actual bed that I'm sleeping in. This means that, hopefully, I can at least dissuade people from getting me tag locked. I've got a nice clock so I can tell time of day, because, of course, we have no windows here under the volcano. So, I'm thinking now of making some equipment, some storage lockers, things to keep some backup gear in, just in case things go a little bit wrong. Yeah, I want to prepare. Oh, by the way, directly underneath this is where the terminal is going to be, the central terminal for our tram system. Still working out the details on how I'm going to get down there, but I'll figure something entertaining out, to be sure. So yeah, that central tram system goes out, tunnel goes out that way. Nope, that's not right. Goes out that way. Yeah, opposite of the powerhouse. It goes out that way towards the front of the volcano. And as you can see from dripping water, we're already directly under that exit chute from the dive room. But we don't have a lot of room to play with in this direction. But we've got some that way, a whole bunch that way, and as you can see, a lot that way. So, that is my personal bedroom space. When we start branching off into the Twilight Forest, which I want to do soon, I'm going to start putting trophies on these walls right here. I want to make some end tables for either side here, and start generally spiffing the room up quite a bit. But I want to make something functional first. What I do want to do is actually make some backups of myself. I want to get into sync, which means, A, I'm going to have to pull some power down here, and, yeah, I think I know how to do that. This is the logistics system right here, and I'm thinking I might actually junction off, because nobody will see this back here. Oh, hidden doors, by the way, and you'll notice with the updates to Wayla, when we're using carpenter's doors that are covered with something, show up as that now. So now, when you step outside, all you see is basalt. Even on Wayla, which is very cool. Now, I've got this going in here. I might actually just junction off of that with some power cables. That way we can run some power down there, and I start getting into sync. So I'm going to get some parts, I'm going to get some equipment, and we're going to see if we can make ourselves some backup clones. Be right back. Okay, down we go. So I have this chest, triple red, private. This is going to be the replacement for my golden bag of holding. I love my golden bag of holding, but it's dangerous. It's very dangerous for me to walk around with this thing. Now, oh, I just realized that I need... Going through a lot of diamonds this way. We put that back. We get out Requesting. Now I'm going to have a whole mess load of, as you can see, private ender pouches. But there is purpose to this. Actually, I'm gonna color them first. Red, 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 red. And we're gonna have actually red, red, white, black, and red, green. Now I get all of these, make them private. Tools, shift right click. Adventuring, shift right click. And miscellaneous supplies, shift right click. Now I am gonna need signs before. Otherwise I'm not gonna remember any of this at a glance, and I'm gonna have to go sorting through all of it. 4 signs. I love my remote ordering system. It is epic, because I can also get this and put all of that back. Something I do quite often when I am out mining. Storage pouch. Let's see. Did I do them in order? Yes, I did. So there's going to be tools. Tools. Pouch. Adventuring. Pouch. Miscellaneous supplies. Pouch. So now I have, at a glance, organization. What I can do. This up. And we go to number 6. I'm going to put that in there. Along with... Actually, that's going to be it for now. This is tools, which means I can put those in there. I can pull out other tools. Tool, tool, tool. Tool, that's tool. And I hope I will have enough space. I think I will. Tools. Now I'll go in there. I'm gonna keep a hold of that. That's adventuring supplies, which means we need to get all of our miscellaneous torches of various kinds. I actually consider time torches to be a tool. I had 5 of those things. I lost one. I don't know where the other one went. Oh no, we'll have to see. Venturing, venturing. That's adventuring. Yep. So, adventuring supplies. While I'm out adventuring, I'm going to get things. Now, miscellaneous. Actually, I'm going to put that in there. Miscellaneous is usually building supplies or things of that nature. Right now, actually, I'm not going to put that in there. I consider those a tool. Now, we have an empty bag, which means go here. Tools, adventuring, miscellaneous. We have an extra storage. I'll put that there. We could put requesty and sortie right there. Even pack my clipboard away. But I'm going to need that. Okay. So now, in the advent that anything happens to me and I die in lava, which shouldn't be the case because, well, I'm fireproof. I also have, as you can see, if you look at my health bar down there, right above my first inventory slot, my first hotbar slot, you'll see that I have not just the second tier color of hearts, I have a third tier. I actually have almost 3 bars of health, thanks to the Golem ability that I picked up, more hearts from Advanced Genetics. I think that's worth the Advanced Genetics right there, even if you consider like flight and water breathing kind of cheaty. And I can see that, I really do. I still think it's worth it to go into it for more hearts and resistance, because that means that you take a heck of a lot less damage. Resistance I get now, this drops my incoming damage by 40%. That is hefty, ladies and gentlemen. So, but in the event of my death, all I need to do is basically reapply. That's why I've got 3 of these, and I am actually going to make more because I've got a plan for more for this episode. But all I have to do is reapply my genetic abilities, and then I can take this back out. Basically, I inject myself with my own blood, which gives me the powers. Then I redraw the blood and recentrifuge it and put that syringe back. I always have a cycling supply. Now we have all our tools safe, which means the only thing I might lose would be the staff of traveling, the atomic disassembler, my clipboard, and that pouch. So we make 1 pouch, a couple tools, and that's it. I would lose my scouter, and I would be upset about that. But this means that I don't have to worry about losing all of this stuff, and anything I put in here. This also means now I have a bit more storage room to put things in here like, let me think. Stone. More basalt for when I'm out working on the volcano underwater and I don't have to request stuff constantly. I could put a little bit more wood. We could put some basic stone, cobblestone, glass, some normal building supplies. So if we get somewhere, we can put a building up quick for whatever case we may need. This is something that I will readily admit I got the idea from both Bevo LJ and Echo the Builder. And it's a brilliant idea. That's why I'm stealing it. So, the next project that I've actually got is for this wall right here. Let's see. I'm going to bust out my tool bag. I am actually going to need that. And I actually think that's it. So, whoops, come here. There we go. As you can see, I've got power going right here. Now, I have done that for a purpose. Right on this spot, I am going to put a specific piece of equipment that I've been very, very eager to start messing with. Now, here's something else I've done. As you can see, I've repositioned my travel anchors. The one for the powerhouse, I put closer to the powerhouse, so that when I'm directly under them, they're easier to see because they're in a staggered line. Which means now, pretty much from any side, they're spaced out enough that I can see them, even when I'm directly beneath them. So if you see, that's the powerhouse, that's the workroom, that's the storage room. Back here is the dive room. So, what we are actually going to do is see if we can look into Sync, mod by iChun. iChun is, dare I say, kind of brilliant. Let's see, Shell Constructor. I need a sync core, which Needs daylight sensors? Okay. So I need 2 sync core. Do I have that? I do! Whoa, yes! Which means we can do... Take those out. Oh. I'll do lapis and redstone separately. Redstone. 9, please, and lapis. Oh, I do have one of those. Okay, awesome. Request. This is one of the reasons why I like the clipboard so much. Makes that real easy. Oh, getting ahead of myself. There we go. We're going to put that there. We put that there. Sensors. We have a sync core. All right. Okay. Now, bloop that out. Missing glass panes. Really? I do have one. Okay. $16. Wait a couple of seconds. Go. That back. Aha, there's a sync core. Which means now we have a shell constructor. Okay. And we have to... Oh, God, more sync cores. Wow. Iron block. Wait a... Okay. I did not realize we were going to need... Oh, goodness. Two more of those. Let's see. West. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Yeah, I don't keep my redstone in block form. Really should consider. Let's do west some that way. Okay. Think in theory. We have another sync core. I know I have blocks of iron. The only thing I don't have is a weighted pressure plate, which I now have somewhere in my system. The one thing I don't like about logistics pipes, all the text spam. You have pop-up, but if you turn off pop-up, well, it still tells you by text message in your chat window, and it seems kind of excessive. No, I'm going to do that request. Why am I requesting more redstone? Because the sync core, down we go, requires, let's see, that is the shell constructor. And I think does it take RF power also? we might have that turned off. Give me just a second. Let me do some research on settings and see what's going on. Be right back. With some quick detective work, while I was doing that, I have noticed that the power does not connect to the top half of the actual shell constructor. So, what I'm going to have to do real quick, first thing I'm going to do, put that down. And we get, there we go. Now, in theory, we that back, that down, think. Now here's the hilarious part. I think it is actually building a clone. As you can see, when I busted it, everything in it pretty much popped out. So, I'm going to relog real quick and see if it's just a sync issue. I'll be right back. So here we are. Back after a quick relog. I was right. It's just a sync issue with sync. It's a synchronization issue on multiplayer. I don't know why. It did build the actual clone. I think it built it quick enough with so much power that it didn't render fast enough. So I logged out, logged back in. There's my clone. Now this also brings to light a small secret that has been hiding on my avatar this entire time. Only Vexados know about it. There's no face underneath my sunglasses. As you can see, I've got sunglasses and my pesky scouter on. There's no face under that. And I never bothered making one. So yeah, it is kind of creepy, but it doesn't mean that if I step in here, it zooms all the way out of my volcano, and it zooms all the way back in. And I have no actual superpowers. Though I do. No, I don't. Some of them do carry over to death, apparently. Some of them don't. You lose fly, but as you can see, I still have resistance, and I still have my extra hearts down here at the bottom. That's interesting. So some of these genetic abilities actually do carry over. That means, though, that I need to inject myself, then draw more blood. You notice it says filled, not filled centrifuged. It's easy to tell the difference. And I actually need to make another shell storage. Something I didn't think about. But this is why I put a walkout entrance. Because I knew oh, good grief. I might die and not actually have my teleportation staff. So, in a brand new backup body, I'm going to walk up here. And I'm going to build another sync core and another storage system. And I'll be right back with you. Okay. So I now have 2 shell storage units. And of course, another constructor. So what I'm going to do, step back in this one. And step back into my original body. Now I think if I shift right click, I'm not sure. That's the only sync clone I actually have. But I'm not going to worry about it. That one actually has all of my genetic abilities now, which means that if I die, I will be able to actually come back with genetic abilities. And all I have to do now is get this blood, centrifuge it, move it back over here, and I'm good to go. The other thing I want to do is actually make spares. A spare atomic disassembler, a spare staff traveling, and a spare set of this. So when I step into that body, I'm ready to go. The next idea that I've got is Tony Stark, Iron Man style. I want to have a line of other clones right here that are all armored and outfitted for different purposes. I want to have one that's got heavy, heavy armor, head to toe, no scouter, no free runner boots. I want another one that is going to be maybe free runner boots, maybe a hand glider, stuff like that, and have him for the kind of the mobile adventuring kind of mode. That way I can step in and out of different ones at different times. I do plan on making this my secret sanctum within the volcano itself, so I'm going to put all the cool stuff in here. I'm thinking some machines along that wall under the dripping water, or I can fill it up with the rest of that wall and do that, and this might just turn into a big trophy and display wall for other cool things that I get along the way. Might put armor stands down here. That might be cool to put all armor sets from rare stuff, like some of the more interesting looking armor from Twilight Forest, or whatever have you. So, I think this is a real good solid start for our inner sanctum. I think I need to change this floor out and make it look a little bit better than base basalt, because this stuff is, no offense, okay, I kind of like it, but it is rather boring. And the walls are probably going to be that anyway, at least for now. So swap out the floors. I might widen out the second level of where the lava is down here, just to make it look a bit more perilous and a bit more, I don't know, boiling. I think that'd be really cool. We've got our equipment back up now, which means I don't have to worry about losing all my gear at any given point in time. I can get these, put them in there, actually, that'd be good. Put that away. We go back to it. Great. I can even now make a couple extra of these and just use them for loot, because, I mean, these things are great for mining. They hold tons of stuff, and they're actually not that expensive to make. The only downside is those have no assurances if the bag gets destroyed. Everything in it gets destroyed also. But now I don't have to worry about that. So, I might add another chest right here with more specific supplies, maybe even specific building or electrical supplies, things like that. I think it'd be nice to have stuff like conduit facades and conduit and liquid conduit, stuff like that, pre-made, so I don't have to worry about it. Maybe even have some logistics pipe stuff automatically put in there so I don't have to worry about it. Now, another thing I also think would be cool is to keep this adventuring chest stockpiled with a stack of food and a stack of torches automatically. That way I open them up and I pull a stack out, it gets restocked automatically by the logistics pipe system. That's going to take a little bit of work, but we do have a logistics pipe right up here, only 3 or 4 blocks up. We could definitely pull it over and use this to keep restocked. I think that would be very, very neat and a very good use of our LP system. I'm going to tackle that on Friday's episode. Thank you very much for joining me. I really appreciate you guys coming by on this Monday afternoon. I do apologize again for being sick on Saturday, but I'm a man, an older man, living with an ulcer. And I treat it kindly, and most time, it treats me kindly. But every once in a while, things kind of go sideways, and I start feeling very, very horrible. But thankfully, if that's the worst that I've got in life, I think I'm doing okay. So, thank you very much again for swinging by and spending time watching me. This is Vaygrim, signing off. Bye.